Hi everyone, this is Kurisu and I'm here with a new Q&A video. I'm pretty excited because this is the 5th video in this series. So I really appreciate everyone who's chosen to participate, not just in this video, but in our previous videos as well. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started then. Our first question is from Benjamin Hall, who asks, what is it like working and making videos? I would say, as a general statement, my schedule is pretty full from my day-to-day routine, but the great thing about this is that without having a whole lot of downtime, I'm never bored. As far as making videos goes, I keep everything that I do pretty simple, but I do have a lot of respect for the people who put more effort into the videos that they make. Our next question is from Brian Bryant, who asks, what is my favorite anime? This is definitely Steins Gate, a series from the early 2010s. It's a nice little sci-fi series. I won't go too much into it just because I don't want to give anything away, but I definitely recommend it for anyone who's interested. Savine Jeremy asks what my favorite medium is. I assume that you're referring to traditional mediums, but as far as that goes, I would definitely say Copic markers, just because I love the way that they blend. Specifically, I would say probably the Copic sketch markers because of their brush tip, as well as the Copic multi-liner pens, which is more for like outlining. I also enjoy using Prismacolor colored pencils as well. But my primary focus is usually digital art with my 27 QHD by Wacom. Christopher Trundle asks, if I could meet any celebrity, alive or deceased, who would it be and what would I ask them? This is a hard one because I've never really thought about it. But I guess I would probably say Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, just because their music made a pretty big impact on my life when I was younger, just because that was sort of the start of what I have as far as my music taste. But I guess he was also just kind of inspirational in general. Craig Beverlin asks, am I looking forward to E3? I would say this year I'm not as excited as I normally would be, just because of the limited availability of most of the current gen gaming consoles. I guess I'm not like as upset as I could be about all of that, because I do have a PC where I play most of my games, but it is just a little bit disappointing that anything for E3 that focuses on Xbox or PlayStation is probably not going to be something that I'll be able to play at the moment. Draven Hyrule asks, what do you do with a drunken sailor? I'm not really sure. Maybe send him to bed with a bucket and a glass of water. Not sure. Yeah. Jessad J-Rock Jones asks, do I have a favorite fursuiter? If so, who are they? Unfortunately, I don't, just because I'm not super familiar with that side of the community, but there are a lot of really cool fursuits that I would like to eventually see in person, just because like there's so much going on with some of their designs. Santiago Oceans asks, what is my favorite genre of music? This is definitely probably any any variety of rock or metal, with a little bit of electronic mixed in here and there. Sean Kilmartin asks, if I were to eat myself, would I get twice as big or would I completely disappear? I would say, logically speaking, you would probably start to disappear over time, but due to the biological sort of limitations there, you probably wouldn't disappear completely, just because at a certain point you wouldn't be able to continue digesting yourself. Yeah, so next question. Our next question is from Tim Hobson, who asks, before my current art style, did I have any different art styles? Before I focused on my anthro style art, what I made was a little bit more anime inspired, which I guess honestly my current style is very similar, just a little bit more animal inspired. But here is an old commission that I did. Let's see, I think that was probably 2015. And then this one is with the same character from 2016. So my style really hasn't changed too much, just a little more detail here and there. Alright, our next question is from Vexdraven, who asks, what came first, the community or the youth? When was I first introduced? So I would say I was probably introduced to the community within the last 2 to 4 years. And then as far as the community versus the YIF, probably the community first, just because I'm not really into YIF personally. That said, I have had some commissions here and there on that topic. Alright, Yang Moa, I'm sorry, Yang Moa, if you were given a chance of a new world of living as an anthro animal of your choice, would you do so, and why? As well as what animal? I would say if I could bring the people who are close to me along, yes. And as far as the animal, definitely a fox, but I guess that one was probably expected. Alright. And our last question is from Zachary Mercer, who asks, what do I do outside of drawing, and what is my favorite thing to draw? Outside of drawing, I enjoy watching anime, listening to music, things like that, as well as playing video games, which I have some videos uploaded on my channel for anyone who wants to watch those. And as far as my favorite thing to draw, I would say it really depends on the day, but I do prefer drawing characters first and foremost, just because at one point I did want to be a character designer, but honestly it's kind of difficult to get into that field. Alright, so thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed my video, and have a good night.